welcome all you sheeple. I am Max, the Gaming Lamb, and we are back with some more Frostpunk. Boy, oh boy, was that last episode a bum. Oh my goodness. Yeah, enough of that. That's in the past. Now time for the last autumn. The Empire is collapsing under the strain of the climate catastrophe, yet no one is ready to admit it openly. The secret project is to build the generators is put into motion. Boy, sounds eerily familiar. So we're just going to be playing on medium difficulty. Without further ado, let's get stuck into it. Now my plan is to come back and revisit scenarios like Winter Home, where I performed less than spectacularly and ace it. Of course, we're going to be playing on survivor mode in those cases. So I expect I'll have to give it a few cracks. But here we go.
Personal Journal of Euphemia McLaughlin, Assistant Engineer at Imperial Exploration Company. It's been 5 weeks since we have left the familiar walls of Birmingham behind. Weeks of uncertainty, of struggle, of hope. And finally, we have reached the shores. We had 3 deaths so far. Or small price for progress, as IEC called it. I can only hope I am going to avoid their fate. They've claimed there was nothing to fear. That this whole journey of ours was just a precaution. But now, it feels like the weather is changing.
Oh boy.
And the winter,
Man,
seems inevitable.
I love the art, I love the music, everything about this game is straight fire. Ironically. Let's get stuck into it. The last autumn, we crossed the rough northern seas to reach Site 113, where we had to build the greatest marvel of technology, a generator. Your crew, lured by the promise of a steady job and eager to leave the work rights and bread queues behind, are somewhat taken aback at the sight of the desolate landscape surrounding the site. They were told not to ask for details, and there's no turning back now. There's no consensus why this contract has such a high priority, considering the deteriorating situation of the Empire, but your superiors are clear. This is the most important job of your life, for Queen and country. I was going to say, wow, it's a little weird seeing everything so green. I am loving the look of everything, though. Oh, the sounds of the waves. Oh, first thing I notice, 10 degrees Celsius, we're above zero? Here we go. Basic facilities. Before you start building the generator, you have to set up the basic supply infrastructure. This means building the docks and gathering the resources piling up by them. You'll also need a raw food source. The fishing harbor or a forager's camp set up by a food source somewhere in the plains. So, what we are going to do, have a look at this giant pit, for one. But just have a quick look around. We're going to look at the laws. Administration. Okay, interesting. A little different to what we're used to. So, raise motivation. So motivation is hope. It looks like it has an effect on how quickly people work. Rise slightly. Or a chapel. Every day. Okay, I'm liking the idea of hearty meals. So, what we want to build docks and start gathering resources that have piled up. So what we are going to do straight out the gate, get a gathering post. We'll have one there and we'll have another one there. Can we build anything else? A workshop is a little bit of wood that we don't have. That's okay. So because of that, we'll get people on this pile and Actually, we'll just get them working on all of the piles straight out the gate. We can have people build. We might 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. So we can have those guys focused on building stuff. Alright, here we go. Already we're producing stuff, which is excellent. We do need a little more. There we go. So our workshop, where do we want to start building these bad boys? We might place one down. But yeah, let's start with one there. Do you need to place down roads? Can we put one? We don't have enough wood. As expected. What do we have? First steps, sir. Our employer, the Imperial Exploration Company, has prepared the site for us. Besides digging the enormous shaft for the underground part of the generator, they've left some construction materials behind to get us started. We should set up camp and clear the area around the shaft to make space for construction facilities, which is exactly what we're going to do. So we can take those guys off there and chuck them on there. And what we'll also do is, we don't need steel so much. So we'll chuck those guys there. And we still have, yeah, 15 engineers who are going to be building stuff for us. Yeah, still not quite enough wood. We'll wait until we've got about 20. There we go. And what we might do is actually build 2 of the workshops if we can. Which we absolutely can. And we'll save the last 5 for anything else we need to do. So, first things first. What do we want to research? Once we get through all this wood, we are going to want another source of wood. But I think docks may be a good way to go. And then foragers. Yes, docks. So, ships bringing basic materials from local sources are unloaded here. So we've got these 4 sites. Ooh, this is cool. A shipwreck. How do I get stuff from there? Can I build something here? No, it doesn't look like it. Interesting. So we'll have our guys build that stuff up nice and quick. Yeah, get on the docks as quick as possible. And that is the shift done. So we're going to need some housing put in place. Now we're going to do the strategy we used for that other scenario. For Winterhome, I think, the one we learnt. About the more efficient placement of buildings. So we're not going to do ring, ring, ring. Rather, we will... see, we've already used up all our wood, unfortunately. Idle hands. As the first workday ends, people start gathering in small groups to chat or play cards. A couple of workers are throwing rocks down the huge central shaft. Deep, ain't it? And to think we have to work down there. Out of boredom, or maybe to exercise their fears, more workers join in. Soon rocks start raining down the hole. This might be dangerous, but the camp offers very little entertainment. We're going to stop them. Can't be doing that, guys. Like, it's not going to end well. So we do only have a little bit of wood. Got about 180 left. So we can sign a new look. Cocaine pills. We could give people cocaine pills in their breakfast to make them work harder. Jesus. No. We ain't going to get into that. Instead, we're going to build a chapel, I think. I don't know if we can build that just yet. Yeah, because we need 30 wood. 2 people have fallen ill, so we'll also need... we'll provide shelter for everyone. We're going to need some more tents. We should be able to afford them. We are going to want to build a medical post, which we'll chuck down over here. Nice and out of the way. And we'll just build the road there. It's a little expensive. So we've got the docks done. Now we are going to do foragers' quarters next. Basic docks is about 25 wood, so we got time. And we'll get those guys looking after the sick. Now, basic docks, we want to construct, I think for the moment, just one of those bad boys. Actually, we'll have a look. Yeah, we've got 75 unemployed. Do we have a forager's hut constructed now? We might actually go faster gathering and construct that second dock. And then forager's hut is about 35 wood, so we'll wait. That said, we do need more housing. And because that isn't yet done, we might save that for... There we go. That should provide enough for everyone. And the next thing we'll do is an evening service. So a few people might get sick tonight as well, but that's okay. Oh, it's really annoying how you need wood. What we can start to do is maybe take 10 people off of here and chuck them there. So we can start piling up wood by the dock. So another 2 people fell ill. But as long as that number stays below 5, we should be okay. As the camp wakes up under dark rain clouds, the mood among our people turns gloomy. Nobody told us we'll be sent to the end of nowhere. They grumble there is nothing for us to do here but work. They are going to stay a while in this remote, cold, miserable place. If you don't keep their motivation up, the efficiency will suffer. That's basically introducing us to the equivalent of hope. Telegraph station. Now that we have built the basic resource infrastructure, we can set about bringing more people and steam calls from England. To do this, we have to build the telegraph station. So, we need about 20 wood and 25 steel. So yeah, look at that. I'm thinking we're going to want these guys to bring in just a ton of wood if they can. Would be incredibly useful, because we are going to start, running these out relatively soon. Yeah, steel pile depleted, so they're going to take the steam cores. We'll have that, like that, like that. And we can't just look at the chapel yet. We are going to want to start cooking up some food by the end of today as well. So we will get a cookhouse up and running. Just chuck it there. New tech unlocked. I'm thinking we go to the next level, so we'll need about 50 wood. So in the meantime, we can take these guys off there and get some workers working on that pile. We do have quite a few. Everyone needs a roof, if only a flapping one over their head. Your people look forward to a well-deserved rest. Fantastic. So that pile is depleted. We're going to scrap that. And then we'll rebuild gathering posts. Maybe here-ish. We'll just extend the road there. Now, as I said before, we are going to want to start getting like a forager's hut up and running soon. And potentially a telegraph station. So we'll get the hearty meals going. So yeah, getting a number of people are hungry. We're not going to do any research just yet. Telegraph station wouldn't be bad. Might put that down there. Some more people working on that one. Now, with the telegraph station finished construction. News from London, the line is open. Good work on setting up the construction camp. Now that we have a line of communication, use it to request resources. We will provide what we can, but be aware that your camp is not the only project we supply. There are 2 other construction sites in your area. in your area. Together, these 3 generators will secure shelter for inhabitants of Liverpool should the worst happen. Their fate is in your hands. Do not let them down. We shall succeed. So, what do we need more of? At the moment, I think it's not bad to get 2 more of those. And yeah, there we go. 2 more workers as well. Why not? So it's going to take about a day to arrive, but we should be all right. Now we definitely want some more wood, so we might get a second docks up and running. Let's look at the economy. Yeah, we're all good. We are going to want a forager's hut, I think. Now, what else can we do? Could sign bathhouse into law, though I think we need coal for that to operate. Yeah, 3 coal per hour, and we're not gathering any of those. They are less likely to fall ill, so we might sign that. Now, if we have a look at, say, food, we need about 35 wood. 5, there we go. For a forager's quarters. And where can we chuck this? Which is nice and out of the way. What we'll do is we'll actually just chuck it there and expand the road if we can. You overhear 2 workers arguing over the reality of global cooling. You really believe this end of the world rubbish. Me, I'm just here for the money. When we're done with this mad scheme, I can move my family out of St. Giles. Well then, you're a fool because you'll all die when the frost comes. He turns to you. Ain't that the truth, sir? Mind your work, lads. So the sign says. Only fools doubt it. We're going to say so the sign says. And complete. We're going to get another team up and running. And we're going to head to the reindeer tracks. Now, what can we research? Nothing as of yet, because we do want that 50 wood. That is all done there. There we go. So now we can start researching on whatever's next, which is drawing boards. And then we'll see if we can get a second docks up and running.
Shift's over. Stow your tools.
Which I believe we should be able to. We do want a chapel though, so we might hold on to that wood. Actually, that doesn't make any sense. Because if we get another basic docks, so we chuck it there. The transport has arrived. Fantastic. And we can get another steam core and another person, which is exactly what we will do. Partially eaten reindeer carcass lies in the circle of trampled blood-stained earth. The tracks lead further. Hunting grounds or nesting place. We might head to the hunting grounds. Because I do suspect that is probably where we'll find the game. Some more people are falling sick. Comfortable quarters or crowded quarters? We might sign this a little later. Because we need more wood first. We can build a morgue or we can do sustain life. Yeah, we'll do untreated medical posts. I'm not actually understanding the difference in this scenario, because can we research a factory or anything like that? Food and health. We can research an infirmary, so we might do sustain life.
Rules and regulations have changed.
Alrighty. One of the homeless fell ill. That's alright. And off to work everyone goes. So we'll get them working there. And we do want more wood. before building a gathering post just behind. Here we go. And today I think we'll just build up our resources and continue to do research. So more foragers wouldn't be bad. Foragers will move 50% faster. We might have to in a little bit. Allows us to build reloading stations which gather resources piling up at the docks. Now that I think will be quite handy. Numerous animal tracks cover the gentle banks of the stream. The gentle banks of this swiftly flowing stream form a convenient watering place. We could set up camp here for some time to hunt animals coming for water. I think that's exactly what we'll do. 80 raw food every day for 4 days. Now that you have the basic infrastructure, it's time to start with the construction of the generator. Build a profiles manufacturer, then produce 8 structural profiles that allow you to set up the shaft. So about 4 days ahead of schedule. So, if we have a look, yeah. I want to start looking into that a little bit. So supply ships bring posts for the crew from time to time. For security reasons, all letters are opened and read, but we may sometimes ask you for instructions. In this case, an engineer received a letter from relatives in India. They explained that a sudden frost devastated their plantation and they are going back to England, as the colony is descending into chaos and the population is rising up against the British rule. Hey, good for them. Good for them. Not so much the frost part, but getting rid of the British, yeah. Surely we cannot let such information impact the morale of our people. I'm not going to censor it. I don't think it's worth censoring. I'm not a big believer in censoring information. It's kind of not good. Now what we can do is construct a chapel. So that actually gets all of them quite nicely right there. And we can build the next 2 lots of houses, which is exactly what we'll do, and we'll have it come around just like that. So bath houses, reloading stations, fantastic. So we can afford to construct 1 on each, which is exactly what we'll do, and we should get those 10 workers back, I suspect. Sign a new law. We might go overcrowding, I think. Or extra rations for the ill, perhaps. Overcrowding. I think we'll do overcrowding. Just because I don't expect it to happen. If it does, it's not the end of the world. But you are going to want to start getting steel sent in as well. Faster unloading. Faster reloading, 10% more efficient wouldn't be bad. However, I think forager carts and more foragers are probably the way to go. And then we'll go into profiles manufacturer. So the transport has arrived. We'll get another steam core and 1 more person. And we'll keep building from there. Chapel not built. Oh, I hate how that happens. Oh well. So evening prayer costs about 20 food rations. Yeah. So we can now scrap that gathering post. And chances are we'll probably be able to scrap that one as well soon enough. So we'll just, yeah, do that there. There we go. People are off to work. We'll double check. I want to make sure that, yeah, we're 3 days ahead of schedule. I like that. That's a cool little feature, this DLC. Just while we're saving up for a reloading station. There we go. Inoperative again. So we've got about 40 wood. More forages, I think, is what we might go to next. Indignant engineer. An engineer complains to you, sir. Sir, it seems I've been mistakenly lodged in a tent full of workers. Now, you see, I don't have anything against workers, but they're quite loud and, well, they sort of smell. Could you make sure that I get moved to an engineer's tent? Motivation will fall or discontent will rise. I don't mind discontent rising a little bit. It's not the end of the world. It is getting a little high, but I'm still feeling relatively okay. Now, yeah, our wood is shooting up, which is really good. I can probably switch one of these to steel over the course of the night, which is exactly what I might do. Now, we go tier 2. We could get an upgraded docks, and then we can look into profiles manufacturer. So that's one day, 2 days, 3 days, and we'll fall behind. So we might actually go into that now. Then we can look into getting an upgraded dock. Book of Laws. What have we got? We do want discontent to start going down. Public house. We'll build that over here as well. There we go. We are starting to run a little low on food, so I do want that second group out and about. There we go. Build a bathhouse. That's going to cover quite a few workers. Still not all of them, but enough. It does mean we are out of steel, so we'll make the switch now, which is going to take place over the course of the night, and the transport has arrived. So at the moment, I don't think we need any more steam calls. So we'll get 10 more people. So we don't need any more engineers as well. We will need more people, though. That is for certain. Because it is only 10 more. How many did it take for the lodge? 15, yeah.
Good morning, people. Time to get busy.
Book of Laws again. Bare knuckle bouts. House of Pleasure. On-site burials. Repatriation of bodies. I do kind of like this idea of on-site burials. And then ceremonial funerals. But what we will do is the care house. So that's that research done. Fantastic. Immediately, we're going to want... so we're going to have to wait for some more steel. For drafting machines. There we go. Now, how ahead are we? We're only about 2 days ahead. We are going to need... If we go to generator, about 10 steel. We should be okay. There we go. Profiles manufacturer. So we're going to have that set up right there.
The shift's over. Time to grab a bite.
Have 10 people working there. And I think it was 8 profiles we needed, which is going to use quite a bit of wood. It should be okay. So the ship's going to arrive shortly. There we go. Now, what supplies do we need? I think we might just get the steam core and 2 more workers. floors. Could get prosthetic shipments. Which I don't think is a bad idea at all.
New rules in effect.
We could potentially get another docks going, but I think we just need more people. We certainly have enough steam cores, so I think I might calm down on that front just a little bit. Forager carts. More efficient gathering. Upgraded docks. Upgraded docks is what we might do. Because it does mean more resources are coming in. Rather than... do we need more steel? Go to foragers' quarters, we need more wood. We'll just expand the road out a little bit. There we go. Taste of home. Sir, although many people back home are facing starvation, a well-off relative of one of our engineers sent him a large parcel full with treats. Should we hold on to the food? It may stir trouble or could fuel a parallel economy. 50 food rations. No, we'll give him the parcel. I do expect something bad to... Yeah, there we go. Oh, shit. Sir, a few of our people fell ill from breathing strange fumes wafting from the shaft. It could have been worse. One of them passed out and fell from the scaffold. We can't ignore health hazards any longer. From now on, the safety level of every workplace at the construction site will be monitored. If it's low, people working there will get sick. If it's very low, they might get injured or die. Will improve safety. So, can we do dispensary? Safety procedures. We'll have a look at this when we can actually sign something. But for now, if we have a look, we've got about half of what we need. Keep these guys producing. And all done. We'll build a second crew and get them set out to the small waterfall. Upgraded docks is done. Now we'll see if we can upgrade. Not yet. We need more wood. Do you need to build a care house? Which I think we will do. Just so it's done and out of the way. Transport has arrived with some more people and a steam core. Fantastic. We are just going to want more people this time. If we have a look, we might chuck those two there. Yeah. That promise has been fulfilled. Fantastic.
Come on, get moving. Time to work.
Our wood is going up quite quickly. Might see if we can save that for after. In the night we can build it. In the meantime, if we have a look at the kinds of things we'll need for the next stage, we do need steam exchanges. So I'm not entirely sure what they are, but steam. I think that's the machine shop. Yeah, steam exchanges can be produced there. So we'll start getting that ready to go. We're only about 2 days ahead of schedule. We've got one more being produced. Fantastic. We hunted animals here until they stopped coming to the watering place. Nice, so we'll head off to the nesting place now. Now all those workers are done. There are fish jumping in the waterfall, not many, but enough for a meal for the team. Perhaps we'll find more upstream. So we could go to the rapids or the rock arch. I think we might head to the rock arch. sounds quite interesting. Yes, now is the time that we are going to use to upgrade both these docks. There we go. And hopefully that will in turn allow us to upgrade the amount of reloading stations we have. Yes. So we'll get one more for the wood. Because still we're doing okay on... here we go. Labor or administration? We're going to look at the labor. Short shift. Building a generator is exhausting and dangerous. When people are not overworked, they will make less mistakes. Increase safety by 1. Motivation will rise slightly. So we'll do that. That sounds like a pretty good idea. Transport has arrived with 10 workers as well. Fantastic. So we will have to build another tent somewhere. Might do one here. Does mean that those 10 can go straight away onto the reloading station. This inaccessible rock is nesting place for numerous birds. The ground around it is covered with fish remains. So we can go a lake full of fish or a bald hill. I think we might go a lake full of fish. We do need that food coming in. Now, what can we request more of? We want another 10 engineers. Yeah, that's all we'll ask for the time being. Rock art. This strangely symmetrical rock formation looks like something built with a human hand, but it's of completely natural origin. Closed tavern. Interesting. We'll head off there. What's going on with this? Inoperative. Ah, right, because the ship hasn't arrived yet. The machine shop has been finished. So we will be able to build that when we need to. Now we go to resources and we go another reloading station. We can definitely scrap this street. There we go. Go to research. What are we looking at? We probably want... perhaps optimized materials. Just to save us a little bit. Although foraging carts moving 50% faster is huge. And we're still about 2 days ahead of schedule, which is good. We do have that 8 produced. So I would like to get the next upgrade for that, which will allow us to construct things a little more cheaply. If we have a look at optimized materials, there we go. We'll probably get that done for the next day. This lake is teeming with fish. Dozens of birds hunt them, swooping and diving in the water. There's plenty of fish in the lake. We could stay here for a few days and catch them. I think that is exactly what we'll do. Now, can we request any more? Not yet. If we go into labor, people working on short shifts are well rested. If we plan their work carefully, we can use their full potential. Little discontent. Discontent will rise more. Safety procedures. Enforcing safety procedures will compel people to work with less haste and greater care. This will temporarily improve safety in the workplace at the cost of efficiency. By 25%. But motivation will rise, so if we can get motivation full, I think we can offset that. The tavern looks deserted. The signboard over the door says Polestar L'Etoile Polar. The second name is in French. Good old times. This tavern isn't abandoned after all. A rotund man is bustling about, hefting crates and trunks on a sledge. He introduces himself as the owner of this fine establishment. While the French were around, I had patrons all day long. Workers curing hangover with a breakfast, engineers drinking buckets of coffee over their maps and blueprints, and in the evening all together working hard on the next hangover. All of them chatting in bloody French. Now it's over. Take whatever you need. I'm leaving for good. Railroad track. Interesting. Very interesting. So I think because we will only be 2 days ahead of schedule, we are starting to bring in wood a lot faster now. But still not the same with steel. So we might want to get upgraded reloaders. And they've reached the railroad track. Railroad tracks run from one horizon to the other. It's enormous. The rails are almost knee-high run on very wide sleepers. Well, we might head to the trapper's cabin. See what we can find. And the transport has arrived, so that's going to leave another 6 people homeless. But we can build another tent just there, and we'll expand the roads a little bit. So that does give us a couple people who can do some work. And yeah, we'll want the machine shop. And we'll place it down here. I'm thinking. Bad omen. This morning the camp is strangely quiet. People pass the bad news in hushed voices. An owl is perched atop the scaffolding. Despite it being broad daylight, they were superstitious even in the best of times. But here in this remote, harsh place, they see it as a worst omen, worse than a herd of black cats. Workers refuse to even look at the bloody bird, never mind shoo it away. Discontent rises. Interesting. So we are only about a day ahead of schedule, so we might need to construct the shaft, or begin construction on the shaft. Promised rest. So people complaining that the short shift law you signed some time ago still has not been put into effect. I've heard enough promises in my life. I'm not going to wait forever, says an older welder. A foreman nods and says, if our boss counts on us forgetting what he said, he's going to be disappointed, and it's hard to keep motivation up when people feel cheated. Well, hang on, no one's working. We'll just sign that law everywhere now, I guess. This cabin is sturdy and shielded from the prevailing winds by rock. A cast iron stove stands before a desk and a sturdy chair. 2 books lie on the desk. On the origin of the species by means of natural selection, of the preservation of favored races and the struggle for life, by Charles Darwin, M.A., and Voyage au Centre de la Terre, a novel by Jules Verne. There's also a crate of canned food here. Fantastic, so we'll head off to the 3 graves now. Now, what other labor law can we sign? After hours, equipment maintenance. After finishing their shift, workers will spend some time in cleaning and maintaining their equipment to keep it in safe operating condition. Accident risk will be reduced at all workplaces. Discontent will rise permanently. I think we can deal with that. And we should be able to go. Now we are already full of wood. So what we might do is look into upgrading a resource depot. Yeah, there we go. Now we only have 11 people available for work. We're going to switch this to short, even at short. Look at those guys working there. And we'll keep a lot of short shifts everywhere for the time being. We don't need people working at these places currently. So, yeah, we'll get them working on the shaft. Nah. Oh, not enough time apparently. It's still about a day ahead of schedule. We might just pull more people from there. Now, if we can, I would like to build a resource depot somewhere. Not entirely sure where would be good. We might put one somewhere over here. We might put 2 of them. because we want to start building up our wood. Now, something I did completely forget. We do want another 20 people, I think, to come in. So we are going to want housing for all of them. And that in itself is going to be quite resource intensive. So if we just maybe there, 1, 2, 3. It's about 30 houses. Well, not houses, but enough housing for 30 people. And when they arrive, we'll get them working on wood. Because we still have plenty left. Foragers have reached 3 graves. The dots turn out to be graves. The headstones read Lob, Prolof, and Below. Who were they? Why were they buried in such a remote place? We'll never know. Storehouse. We might go to the storehouse first. And head over to that location. We've got a lot of people working today. Things are a little dangerous. Still not super dangerous though. Cause a little discontent, but be 10% more efficient. I think it's worth it. Yeah, that's okay. Controversial law on popular decision. That's alright. Big whoop. Alright, and the resources have been upgraded so we can get a large resource depot, which is pretty good. We might go for the next level so I can get upgraded versions of these bad boys. So we can start collecting the steel a little faster. And that will, of course, mean words. But, you know. Wow, can't believe I just blanked. This store is filled with crates used to transport steam cores, dozens of them, enough to power an entire fleet of dreadnoughts. Most of the crates are empty. The sign over the entrance says, Ministère de la Marine et des Colonies. Entrepôt number 4. It's not surprising that other nations also seek refuge in the north, but the scale of this operation is astonishing. An ancient storekeeper opens a big ledger at our site. The old man apparently took us for French engineers. Bonjour, monsieur. I'm butchering it. I ain't even going to try the rest of that. He seems to offer us a shipment of steam cores, but what the heck is a crevinage? Explain the misunderstanding. Honesty above all. We told the storekeeper about his mistake. For a moment, we weren't sure whether he's about to burst into anger or tears. Then he closed his ledger and muttered a single sentence before he left. Merci, monsieur. Votre honneur. Honor. Something about honor. I think this may be the French generator. Oh, ho, ho, that's cool. A French generator. Oh, here we go. Boudoir photography. So one of our people received a passionate letter from a lady friend, together with a highly suggestive photograph. Are we allowed? Are we to allow such shameless debauchery? Yeah, of course. I mean, why not? So we are about 21 hours ahead of schedule. Oh look, they got a little lift. Oh, it's so cool watching all the people at work. Has the work time finished? Yes, it has, because we are on shorter shifts. So I think we are going to slowly fall more and more behind. Thankfully, we've just received a shipment of 20 people. So we get 10 people working there. We get 10 people working there. And we'll see if we can get another 10 people to come in. Yeah, there we go. So we are going to need some steam cores shortly. People are still hungry, so we might need a fishing dock as well. Because the food our people are bringing in isn't quite enough. Look at labor. I have signed all the laws I'd like to sign. We could get extended shift and 2 shifts. But I don't know if that's worth it. So we'll look at administration. Repatriation bodies. We'll send them back to London. So people are so highly motivated that many of them perform their jobs with enthusiasm. The efficiency in all workplaces rises as a result. Well done. So we're getting about 30% more stuff, which is excellent news. They've reached it. An enormously huge locomotive lies on its side, its view both majestic and something. The engine is unbelievably huge. Like a beached ship, it has overturned when the ground gave way under its massive weight and the tracks buckled. There's an inscription on its main boiler. Crevinage number 12. Surely the French have a taste for dimensions. Surely the French have a taste for dimensions. Pity that the Atlantis let them down. Now we can only salvage the resources from this magnificent machine. Now we could head back to the construction site, which will take about 19 hours. Freight terminal. I think we will have to head back just to drop off the food, because even though we've got our foragers working on it, we've got almost double the amount of food, and we are making hearty meals. So I don't know how long we can keep that up. And we'll chuck down the log there. What have we got going on? Toxic gases. Sir, we have a situation. We've detected dangerous concentration of gases across the whole construction site. Breathing them will make people sick, but we'll keep them working. We have no choice. The gases are venting from the depths of the source, and their toxicity level changes constantly. We will monitor it and warn you 24 hours in advance. So, what's it at now? It's harmful to be there. But they've got to. So we've finished the next level. We are struggling a little bit with resources. Not to the point I think we need to super worry. Could get some more foragers out and about, but if we can get safety improvements, ventilation wouldn't be terrible either. But we will need coal for that, and it will use a steam core. Yeah, we'll get protective structures, I think. 1 for 24 hours at the cost of 6 structural profiles. Oh, I'm just trying to think, because we don't want to fall too far behind. We are about 11 hours, which means we do have about a day. So, food is going to become a larger issue if we don't address it soon. I think we might get a ventilation plant. And then we can switch these from like coal and wood to whatever we need them to be as we go. More builds, fantastic. So motivation's going to rise a little bit. Releasing tensions. So 2 of our people got into a fist fight apparently over the loot picture that came by mail earlier. Nothing too serious, although one of them got a sprained wrist. The original recipient of the picture is clamoring to get it back, while the other man insists that he won it fair and square in a game of whist. As it's difficult to tell where the truth lies, people seem to expect you to settle it. We'll punish them both. Alright, so we've got a ventilation shaft finished. And we'll chuck it there. And in the meantime, more efficient, which cuts the cost of coal by 15%. I think we might get a steam reloading station. So when we do switch, it'll all be okay. We'll be able to bring in enough supplies. So if the coal, if it does rise to dangerous levels in the next day, we are going to want to start construction of some more of those. And let's have a look. What can we do? Company funerals. So our guys have almost returned with food rations. Now, how many do we need for the next stage? 10 of each. So, oh, we've returned, fantastic. And we'll send you guys out to the freight terminal, but first through there. Because as we've learnt, it's faster to send someone to a place they've already discovered, then a new place altogether. So we can only take 5 of those because they're costing about 20 steel. We'll make about 8 of those. Now, we will need some more people. 1, 2, 3, 4. We can only get 1 steam core, though. I think that's what we need to start relying more on, because we do need to upgrade our reloading stations. Now, that said, we should switch, I think, from steel to coal. Harbingers of Doom. People across the whole camp leap to their feet, awakened by the sound of angry screeches. Dozens of huge birds are circling over the construction site. The owls are back, moan terrified workers. It's a sign. The heavens warn us. We shouldn't be here. We're doomed. After a while, the birds disappear above the bay, leaving our people severely shaken. God damn. So, gases are supposed to rise. Oh, they're supposed to drop tomorrow, so that's when we'll have people back and working. The moment. So we'll turn on the safety checklist, which is going to reduce efficiency a little bit. They'll still be high enough. So a couple people are going to get sick. We might need some more engineers shortly. So steam reloading stations. Let's see. We can afford to put 1 there and 1 there. And we'll leave that for now. We do need to continue our research in other areas as well. Additional foragers wouldn't be bad. Safety improvement, supercharge. Redesigned template. Faster reloading. Docks will be 10% more efficient, I think is definitely worth it. Do have about 8 structural profiles. We need 10. So yeah, we'll get 2 more being constructed. A little bit more efficient there. Still can't upgrade to the last level. Again, apologies. My dog be going crazy sometimes. I've totally lost my train of thought. So, perhaps using less coal wouldn't be bad. Might be worth saving up. We'll go for protective structures, just for now.
Quitting time. Take a breather.
And what have these guys discovered? Freight terminal. We'll head over there. Ship has almost arrived. I think it's bringing with it more workers. Or was it more steam cores? Yeah, a singular steam core. We are going to get another steam core to come out here. Fantastic, they've arrived. The big double doors of the warehouse are open. Inside there's a stack of crates full of canned food with French labels. As we take stock of the food supplies, several workers appear and ask us if we understand their French, whether the Crevigny is coming soon, because living here is becoming unbearable. They've been apparently waiting for their train for quite some time, sustaining themselves on canned food. Yeah, we'll tell them the truth. We told the poor Frenchmen that nobody's coming for them. They immediately started packing their food, preparing to set out. Yeah. We'll head to the icy plateau. I wonder what happened. Now the temperature is definitely going to drop. We do have quite a bit of coal stored up. I think instead we'll switch this one to steel. Because we do need more of these being constructed. And what we can definitely do... Yeah, turn that on to safety hours. And we'll hit the switch. And we'll take 20 people from there. And I think we can afford to take people from there. Wait for the toxic clouds to subside.
Get on up. Work's not gonna wait.
See, it's still too harmful for my liking. Yeah. Still much too harmful. So we will wait. We'll make another 10 of these, I think. There we go. Open up the Book of Laws. Again, there's not much I really want to sign here. We've gone down the funeral tree. These I would like to get into, but we still don't have quite enough wood production. So switching to steel. There we go. The rails are covered with ice, sometimes disappearing under it. We will follow them until they are no longer visible. After the track disappeared under the ice, we followed its general direction for a couple of miles, seeing nothing on the horizon, then backtracked and fanned out, trying to find the place where the track comes back up. It seems that it does not. Where did the track lead? We might never know. So it looks like somewhere out there is a generator constructed by the French. And we've lost it, so we'll head off to the rapids. We'll actually use that trick that we know. Now, because we can now make this, safer, we might get back onto working, because we are about 18 hours behind, which isn't great. We need this to be working regular hours, unfortunately. Do need these guys off there and constructing there. So a shocking letter arrived from the Manchester Constabulary. It appears that one of our engineers is a suspect in several gruesome murders. The police wants to question him and is asking us to send him back on the first outbound ship. The man claims he's innocent on it, obviously. What do? We'll send him back. Now, an additional ventilation plant wouldn't be bad, because we could really, really push down the cost, the danger in those areas, which I think is probably a good idea. We still can't afford the difference engine. That said, no, I think we should do it. We should definitely do it. An additional ventilation plant is definitely the way to go. We do need to make up for lost time, unfortunately. Still only about 13 hours behind schedule. It's not looking super great. Steam unloading station, we'll get 2 more. And we'll change this back to wood. So it should drop down to normal levels anyway. If I'm to understand that correctly. It is quite dangerous to work there. We got 1 more steam core. We do need 1 engineer, and we'll just take as many workers as we can get. Just wait for some time. Yeah, no, it's still far too dangerous for the workers to be there. And then we'll assign them all there. There we go. He is close to the source. The stream is narrow and wild. We follow it, walking along the edge of the gorge, right to the mountain lake. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. Send the rescue team, surely. So an explosion in the generator's foundation caused a tunnel collapse, trapping several workers. Fortunately, we have a rescue team on hand. Thanks to our dedication to safety, a group of workers has been trained for just such an emergency. We'll send the rescue team, obviously. Hooray for the rescue team. It's funny. I don't know why I find that funny. It's saying hooray to me seems just a little, like, childish almost. I mean, we did save lives just then, so. So we can construct another ventilation. So people at the construction site stop work. A worker climbs on an overturned wheelbarrow and speaks to his fellows. We saved our friends, sure, this time. But as long as the deadline is more important than us, such catastrophes will keep happening. How many of us won't make it home in one piece? Oh, dear God. We're still about 18 hours behind. Negotiate. Comfortable quarters. The rest of the day off. Yeah, we can do comfortable quarters. Should we lean on? The first strike is over, but it won't be the last. We need to address the labor issue if we are to finish the generator on schedule. Workers would like to be given a voice and... Oh. My goodness. Shush. Oh, once more, apologies. Not sure what's going on out there. Workers would like to be given a voice and be involved in decisions, while engineers promise you results if you rely on their proven expertise. Will you empower the workers and establish the labor union, or strengthen the engineer's role and build the factory inspectorate? I think we'll go with workers. It's a labor union. So we have a new building. The labor union, which we need to find somewhere to construct. I mean, why not like here somewhere? Nice and sort of out of the way. There we go. And we do need to assign comfortable quarters, so we'll have to do that the next day. We are still about 17 hours behind schedule, though. Just have to wait. Last warning, you missed your milestone due to the difficulty of your task. The authorities agreed to give one last chance. You will have to meet all future milestones, no exception. Any delay, even the slightest, will result in your termination. Oh dear, so we've got to make up for lost time. Okay. We can do that. I hope. What we definitely want to build in that case is... Oh, if we go to the generator section, another ventilation plant. Even though I don't know if we have the coal to keep it going, we do need... Oh, we were so close! Foragers have reached the mountain lake. The stream starts here from a crystal clear mountain lake. Even from the shore, we can see shoals of fish roaming the lake. We could stay here for a few days and catch them. That is exactly what we'll do. Now, if we have a look ahead, we'll need 10 structural profiles, and we'll need 10 steam exchanges. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, 5. Shit. See, we're just not getting enough steel. There's a big part of the problem. The labor union has been established. 41 danger. Oh, damn. I'm not going to have anyone able to work there. Actually, we'll do safe hours. Both of these are on. We'll switch them both to safe hours. There we go. Which is still not great. We can use some of those, yeah, to bring it down. It's got 4 workers on it with 1 engineer. Fantastic. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We only need 6, and we'll see if we can. Yeah. We need 16. Alright, let's see how we go. Milestone. I think this is where we might leave this episode for today. Build the foundations. Before laying the foundations, which will support the massive bulk of the generator, you'll have to send your workers deep below the ground level and install the powerful tower pumps there. Far out. Well, I think for the most part we've got resources well in hand. We do need a significant amount of steel. Yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed what you've seen so far. I've been Max the Gaming Lamb. I've had an absolute delight. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.